Have you ever noticed how difficult it can be to stay motivated when a goal feels too big? You plan to study for hours, exercise every day, or completely change your routine. But after a few days, the motivation fades and the habit disappears. It feels frustrating, but psychology suggests something important. Your brain is not designed to chase huge goals all at once. Instead, it responds strongly to something much smaller: progress. This is why small wins can quietly reprogram your brain. Here are 5 psychological reasons small victories are so powerful. 1. They activate the brain's reward system. Every time you complete a small task, your brain releases a chemical called dopamine. Dopamine is often called the reward signal. It tells your brain that the action you just performed was valuable. Even something simple, like finishing a page of reading or completing a short workout, can trigger this response. Over time, your brain begins to associate that action with a positive feeling. And when something feels rewarding, the brain naturally wants to repeat it. 2. They reduce psychological resistance. One major reason people struggle with discipline is that large goals create mental pressure. When your brain hears "study for 5 hours" or "change your entire lifestyle," it interprets the task as exhausting and stressful. As a result, the brain looks for ways to avoid it. But a small task, like studying for 5 minutes, feels manageable. Because the pressure disappears, your brain becomes more willing to begin. And once you start, momentum often carries you forward. 3. They build new mental pathways. Your brain constantly strengthens the behaviors you repeat. Neuroscientists call this process neuroplasticity. It means the brain is always rewiring itself based on your actions. Each time you complete a small positive behavior, you reinforce the neural pathway connected to that action. The more often the pathway is used, the stronger it becomes. Eventually, what once required effort begins to feel natural. 4. They reshape your identity. Small wins do something deeper than simply completing tasks. They begin to change how you see yourself. When you repeatedly follow through on small commitments, your brain gathers evidence. You are no longer just someone who wants to improve, you become someone who takes action. Psychologists call this identity-based behavior. Your habits begin to match the person you believe you are. 5. They create unstoppable momentum. Progress has a powerful psychological effect. When people see visible improvement, even small improvement, their motivation increases. One completed task makes the next task easier to start. Then another small success appears, and another. Slowly, a pattern forms. What began as a tiny step becomes a steady rhythm of progress. So if you want to change your habits, don't focus only on giant goals. Focus on the smallest possible win you can achieve today. Because every small success sends a signal to your brain. It says, this behavior matters. And over time, those signals reshape your thoughts, your habits, and your confidence. The truth is, transformation rarely begins with dramatic change. It begins with a small action that your brain decides is worth repeating.